All I'm saying is my car used to require gas. New ones are more likely to need Wi Fi and a pep talk. It's a journey, it's an emotional thing, right? Tesla is to blame for every bit of that because of the Model S and the Model X. Now, if you missed this the other day, they up and say, you know what? We're done with the car that made the EV cool. Not just that Honda thing that got from point A to point B and John Travolta was in the movie, all like, if you're cool enough, they'll wait. No, John, nobody's that cool. Nobody waited. So now we got this. This is cool. This changed the game. 2012, the Model S completely changed the game. As we know, it made EVs cool. It made them fast. It made them something that was real instead of whatever Honda was doing, which was kind of neat. But tell you something else it did. It also spun off other cars. You're at a level where one model, the S, basically spun off Lucid, Polestar. If you don't know who those are car companies. The interior was still kind of conforming to the times. It had buttons. It also had a lot of digital, which we weren't very used to. It felt like it was very fashion forward, if you will. It showed up at the club ahead of its time from a different neighborhood. Don't forget about that gull wing. The X was sick. Those doors popping up like that, it didn't matter. That was cool. And that never got uncool. That didn't get Cybertruck uncool. Cybertruck now, you're like, ooh, sorry you're so deep into that one, sir. That kind of connection with those. That's not the same, though, with that gull wing. If your parents hand you down that, you're like, man, I got lucky on that deal. Two things happened, though, when the Model S came out. One, we realized that, A, we could update cars in the middle of the night, as long as we had Wi-Fi. So it turned our cars into upgradable devices. Now we have these bricks and we can, in the middle of the night, upgrade them. And the next thing you know, we got a new ride. So all we really have to do is keep tires on this shell because the interior and everything else is being updated when we go to sleep. That's kind of cool. They had subscription lockouts, but there were things that you could get and upgrade to, software updates. It was an interesting point. It made them, like I said, upgradable devices. I'm telling you why this ain't normal. It's because we're watching a car company go, you know what? Kind of done with that model. So now it's not really a vehicle that you buy and a machine that you worked on Friday and Saturdays on the weekend. Now it's a platform that you're licensed to use. That's a lot different because back in the day, if your car stopped working when I was young, your dad and his friends would come over, everybody'd roll in, a lot of beer was drank, a lot of discussion about what it could be. We didn't have manuals. Nobody could hop online and go, you know what it is? It's the 3208 Kahootin valve. It says it right here on fixthisjunk.com. So then we just started looking at things and moving things, and we understood how things worked. That's how it went. Now, I'm not sure if working on today's EVs is going to be the same experience. I'm not sure that you're going to hand your dad the wrench, which was actually the socket, which you thought was the wrench, but he's going to be mad about it. He's going to be all grumbly. It's probably going to be like, son, you know better. You know that whole speech. That's a rite of passage. I don't know that we have the same rite of passage when we're all sitting around a dining room table waiting on an upload. Yeah, I got the upload coming in for all of us. You know how they do. It's like a Big Bang Theory live. The Model S didn't just change EVs. It changed what a car is. Now it's an iPhone with tires. They no different. I didn't grow up in that era, though. I grew up in the era of muscle cars. I love cars. I love really fast cars. But I'm kind of a weird, I love all cars. But I do like them when they got big blocks in them. There's no replacement for displacement. That's where I come from. I'll take a Barracuda, 69 Camaro. I'll take a 68 Mercury Cougar. These are cars that I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about cars that go really fast. And then some, a buddy of mine and I were talking about this. You go back to the 60s and early 70s, and we're muscle car chasing, right? We're big blocking, we're Hemis, we're 400 horsepower, we're shaking the roof off of stuff when we come by. We have glass packs, we have positive traction, we have a lot of things going on. A lot going on in cars. It's the muscle era. We're building speed. We're building it for the fun of it. Then we're going to get to the late 70s. We have the Smokey and the Bandit car. And you look at that and you really bought into the hype. You're like, this movie, bro, the Bandit, it was fast, bro. The Bandit was rolling, bro. Was he? He was in a loud noise-making machine, but he wasn't really rolling, bro. That thing was putting out 250-ish, maybe 285-ish horsepower. It was short three. It wasn't even an Infinity G37 at this point, okay? So it wasn't super powerful. Let's not kid ourselves. But I bought into the hype too. I'm not hating. Sheriff Buford T. Justice. You might think about it, but don't you do. I'll take a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper in a hurry. In a big hurry. That was a radio edit. I like muscle cars like GTOs, like don't forget in that era, you get those Mustangs and those Camaros, 64 and a half come those Mustangs, and that's going to stick around for a minute, right? Now, the late 70s show up where, like I said, all hat, no cattle. Then we'll get into the 80s. In 80s, this is when we went into the 55 save lives period. We had it on your front dash. We had Reliant K cars. We had big squares at 55. They had it printed on some Fords. 55 saves lives. That was their thing. We could not have made vehicles slower. And the American cars in this segment were so notoriously unreliable. Toyota, Honda, they continued to gain all kind of room. It just kept, the distance just kept going and going and going. But in this era, what we found was a dependable car, showed up every day on time, boring, but on time. That was a different thing for us because in the 70s and 80s, you go outside, it might start, it might not. You know, kind of like the current model Jeeps. So in the 80s, we didn't concentrate on speed. By the time we get to the 90s, well, now we've gone SUV crazy, right? I don't know where you were when the Dodge Durango came out, but let me just go ahead and tell you, where I was, the world stopped. I don't think there was a woman anywhere in South Carolina that didn't have an eye out on these things. Everybody was talking about them because during that era, remember, we were apt to find ourselves on a safari whilst going to get our groceries. So we needed SUVs. This particular one really got the ball rolling in that department. That hadn't sold enough began selling. It went crazy all of a sudden. Then, obviously, we kind of ended up where we are now, where we have a thirst for these things. We stopped doing speed except for Dodge. They put a Hemi in a station wagon. They were like, you know what, we can and we will. And they did. And it was hideous. I mean, what are you going to do with it? Does your band need to get to the club 10 minutes faster? What are we doing? That being said, well, it's cool to have all that power in a station wagon. I drove one. We're in a crossroads because all of a sudden, what do EVs excel in? Lightning fast power production. They're a golf cart. Hit the gas, it takes off. So it's silent. It's fast enough to make your soul go, okay, I'm not against this. So I know there's a lot of hate out there in the car community, But listen, we're getting power for the first time in an extremely long time. Now, whether you're a middle-aged plus man that wants power or you're a soccer mom in Schenectady, you can get off the line fast, incredibly fast. Not like Hyundai Tucson fast, like hit gas, car take off fast. I got a buddy of mine that owns one of these new Teslas. I'm talking within a couple weeks new. It's brand new. This thing, he tells me when he gets ready to go home, all he does is he goes outside. Because it recognizes his patterns, it asks him if he wants to go home. He said yes. What mode does he want it in? He has 3 modes. He said the scat mode will move it up to 80 plus miles an hour or whatever I set the ceiling at. Then it's going to drive like it has somewhere to be on the way home, like it's in a hurry. He said it scats in between cars. It's impressive. I was like, you got to be kidding. It's so much fun. It sets the AC where he wants it. He can do all that from his phone, or it just knows his tendencies. That's kind of cool. I don't care, because I'm going to tell you what, a 68 Mercury Cougar didn't do that. It didn't know about tendencies. It had a smell to it, though. It had a smell you'll never forget. Like a Maverick, you can never forget the smell of a Maverick. I'm pretty sure it was healthy stuff I was smelling. Yeah, probably from the seats, probably natural cowhide, had that smell. He hits a button and the car just decides the personality for the ride. That's not a vehicle, that's a relationship. And I'm all for that. I'm in, totally in. Now, here's the part that sneaks up on you though. As we're learning in this last couple of weeks, it's a computer. So when they decide, you know what? We no longer want to support this one, and they can, it's over. Now, that didn't happen to a 1976 F100 custom that my granddaddy worked on weekends. It wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to be no update to stop a Ford F100 custom. No, sir. Wasn't going to happen. Duct taping, prayer. That's how you got it to work on Monday. And if you were lucky, you got it home on Friday. If not, you did work in the parking lot of work, and you were lucky because they had big parking lots, because back then, cars needed big parking lots. I'm not anti-EV or anti-gas. I'm pro whatever makes you happy every day in your yard when you walk outside and start it. Whatever that is, I'm cool with it. Some folks want to hear the rumble of a big block. I like that. Some folks want to get in a car and hear, "Bud, welcome. Your route has been predetermined. Your temperature is set at 72. That's okay with me. I'm cool with that. I love that concept. The only problem that I have with the Tesla product altogether, other than their quality suspect, is that they're not a car company that shoves some computers in like we're used to. They're a computer company that shoves some seats in like a car company started way back in the Model A days. It's not comfortable to ride in. It didn't show up with creature comforts. Nothing about that screams, oh, I want to be in this for a long time. All I'm saying is, with a little more car engineering, you could have really had a cool product. And we're getting much closer. The interiors of these things are getting much better. I like that they're computer-centric. Some people do not like that. I think it's cool. Either way, both are beautiful. One just comes with terms and conditions. I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, when my truck asks for an update before it starts, I'm going back to a carburetor and a drink. Count on it. Listen here. If loving candy's wrong, I don't want to be right. But I just found out today that my Skittles have been trying to assassinate me. And I don't appreciate it. This is beyond the reasonable expectations of humanity to go attacking such goodness. Candy doesn't do nothing but come here, bring joy. Y'all bring evil. Florida tested 46 popular candies. Find arsenic in 28 of them. That seems like a lot. I mean, I'm going to call that. I'm not going to put my head in the sand. It's a lot. But why didn't they issue any recalls then? Huh? That's a good question now, isn't it? Now, they said the state calculated safe yearly amounts based on kids' body weight and exposure. That's good. Because for a kid, I'm a bigot. So that means maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. I figure I'm on borrowed time is about the best we can do at this point. Because the candy industry is now saying, Florida, y'all are mistaken. FDA's saying, you know what, Florida, let me just tell you something. Our data don't match your data either. I.e., they're complicit. They're clearly in on it. Yeah, there's no question. State says this is about transparency and not panic. Let me tell you, I panicked a long dang time ago. A long time ago, I panicked in the headline of the article. This ain't normal because I grew up thinking the biggest worry I had from a milk dud was losing a filling. No, there was arsenic in it. I didn't know the candy was playing the long game. That's strategic. That's really going all in. I eat an embarrassing amount of candy, like an unhealthy amount of candy. I got Mike and Ike Berry Blast. That's right. Mike and Ike Original Blast. Tell you what, I treat this body like a dumpster. Mike and Ike something tropical typhoon. These things are so good. I got Milk Duds. I got bad English, what I got. I have candy. I have a lot of candy. I have Charleston Chews, Wiley Wallaby, and I have Werther's with the soft caramel center. Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag I like candy. Pretty much anything in a gas station that glows under a fluorescent light, I'm in. I'm going to try it, especially now. I'm clearly living on borrowed time. They put many candies on this list, and Twizzlers is one of them. Do you know how much you're allowed to consume when it comes to Twizzlers? You're allowed to consume 4 pieces a year. 4 pieces. Do you understand that in the year of 2025, I made 2 orders to Amazon for Twizzlers? 5-pound buckets of Twizzlers. I'm supposed to have 4 pieces a year, and I'm telling you, I ate 10 pounds of Twizzlers last year. Death is knocking on my door. I have basically been poisoned, polluted till the end. I appreciate you supporting and all of your time, but clearly it's over. 4 a year, that's not really a diet. That's something I get on my way out of the museum exhibit. That's not real life. Come on now. They sell it in a 5-pound bucket for a reason, because they want me to have it. God wanted me to have it. If he didn't, he wouldn't have put it in a 5-pound bucket. I don't just jump off the reservation. I scrolled on the Amazon. It said, how would you like to have 5 pounds of Twizzlers? I said, you know what? I would. I sure would. And I clicked send, and they sent it. Do you know how many Snickers you're allowed to have in a year? 2.5. Snickers really satisfies. I'm not me when I'm hungry. This changes the game. Now, everybody's just going to be a crab ass, and that's not okay. Now we lose all the humanity because y'all put an eating limit on Snickers. What do you expect me to do? Buy Snickers and then put the half in a Ziploc bag like an animal? Like some kind of prehistoric troglodyte? What's wrong with you? You're ruining the fun of this humanity for everyone now. Candy companies come back and they're like, now hold on a minute. Just hold on a minute. This is soundbite science and it ain't real. Now, even the FDA said, you know what? That testing don't match ours either. I do want to say on behalf of Candy, I'm standing up for you, but your entire business model is turning sugar into a lifestyle. I think I'm the problem. I think that's where we're at. Pretty sure I'm the problem. Florida says we owe it to the people to be transparent about health Candy companies say that's fear mongering. Somewhere, a gummy bear just whispered, "It's about over for all of us." Yeah, they've been caught. But I'm not giving up. I don't think Skittles are plotting against me. But I also don't think my body was designed to run optimally on movie theater decisions. So there's a lot to that. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, and I could be wrong, but if this candy is really trying to take me out, I admire its commitment because it's been after me for pretty close to 50 years. That's a lot. And I'm still winning. All I'm saying is, you can do it. You can beat it. Don't give up. Don't be a quitter. Tell me 4 Twizzlers a year. I have 4 Twizzlers in a commercial break. Who's going to trust a science that says only eat half a Snickers? I'm going to be real though. If candy is poison, I've been microdosing since 1973.